Yeah, I know. I agree. I feel good. I feel very good. I think it's, I mean, I'm losing my voice a little bit. Holy f. If you ever do this again, IRL, so we can't sit there getting fed talking points, no, it's fine. Dude, what do you mean? He just, every single time, he's like, you're making this unwatchable. I was like, all right. Amongst all the other dodging, he kept claiming that you were making the video unwatchable by being boring, completely proving his desire to use serious issues as content fodder without ever actually addressing those issues truthfully. Your commentary in front of an audience was desperately needed. Thank you. I don't know if that is actually going to change minds in Ethan's community. I do feel a little... I feel a bit like I prostituted the conversation a little bit by leaning into that aspect. You're so boring is what Andrew Tate said. Yeah. No, because the ones left are too gone. No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Adam has the play-by-play. He's watching a debate. What the fuck? According to the New York Times, Hasan has 10 swords, claims Klein. Klein claims Professor Norman Finkelstein agrees with him and not Hasan. Frankly, I can't understand a lot of this. Klein claims Hasan has purchased Diet Coke since October 7th. Piker denies this. Klein has showed a screen cap of a list created by a Muslim woman where she gives an F and uses a fake picture of him where he looks obese. A video of a man in a hat is being shown. Klein says the man is anti-Semite and Hasan's biggest fan. Piker counters that in the unedited video, the man is revealed to be a clout chaser. Klein telegraphs that he's about to land a haymaker. Eventually, he claims Piker lied about Ethan being a member of the Anti-Defamation League. I was anticipating a kill shot. However, Piker seems to be taking it seriously. Seems like this doesn't have much to do with war. Is this just using a war where people die as a reason to have a fight with a person you dislike? Streamer Destiny is being mentioned by former guest of on my program. Piker says your wife, Klein, says she has a name and that Piker has begged for Teddy Fresh many times. They're watching a video where Hasan is reacting to a video of Ethan. There are now 2 Kleins. Notice how all the dumb shit is directly his doing. Like he had to do, oh God, it's so embarrassing, dude. I can't believe yeah, God. Klein says Hasan is deflating the number of rapes on 10-7. Hasan says Ethan is inflating the rapes. Klein contends Hasan's definition of rape is too stringent. They both appear to have investigated the rapes extensively. Piker claims Israel did a January 6th in support of a video of a woman giving an account of being is now being played. This stuff is nauseating. Klein wants to move on. Hasan asked to remain on topic and reads an article that says there's no forensic evidence of the... Klein opens a can of soda. I might top out. The content cup has been brought up again. They keep mentioning it. What is it? Now it's a video of Ethan watching Ethan. 3 Ethans, 1 Hasan. They're talking about lived experience. The war has now been brought up. Actual false alarm. They've gone back to Klein's claim that Hasan did an anti-Semitic tweet about him. At China, please stop this. Hasan is accused of being pro-Hezbollah. The content cup. Oh, Jesus Christ. The only people who thought Ethan won was all of Asma's chat. Asmongold's chat thought Ethan won that. That is sad, but also somewhat expected. I don't know why he kept saying I have a race car bed. That was weird. Oh, I saw this one. As one of Twitch's eldest professional racist gamers, America's finest gropers have been politely requesting me to get in the oven for 15 years, but I've never seen true anti-Semitism on the internet until Hummus Hasan started streaming. Never again, Chad. For Ethan not being a debater, he sure is crushing Hasan. The only person getting cooked today is Hasan by Ethan. Someone you were constantly sweeping for, by the way, but keep the grift going. I guess people are like, Hasan is anti-Semitic. He has a race car bed and a swastika sword. Honestly, Ethan lost me purely at the level of nonverbal mannerisms. He kept up bubbling you like you were blubbering or something, even when you weren't. That was frustrating. I think at this point, it's like, are you happy because of your incessant rant? Divorce court will claim another victim once again. Yeah, I hope not. You got sucked in some of the drama, but you got all the facts in and ostensibly won many people over. Love you and proud of you. You could tell he wanted to end on that. I was watching videos criticizing myself because he kept saying it dramatically. Yeah, I don't know why he thinks that's awesome. Like, you watched a YouTube video, man. So anyway, we'll probably end up going over a lot of the misinformation that Ethan presented on this, or at least like the false framing that he presented on this, because I will admit that I will admit that this wasn't as as bad as he normally is, especially because he made a lot of concessions. But I think the final point that I wanted to drive home was like how stupid it is that Ethan is like, yeah, there's a side, but also I want to do content around it. And also everyone that's resisting against that side is a terrorist and bad and wrong, while also simultaneously showcasing simultaneously showcasing the fact that I also recognize the instance where, like, there is a verifiable victim, which there's an instance where there's a verifiable victim, which he kept like openly recognizing I recognized, but then still turned around for some weird reason and acted like I didn't. I don't know why he did that. That was weird. He also said he would see Anne Frank differently if she took up arms. So I don't know what that was about. That was definitely not great. It's so funny that Hasan thought the debate with H3 would be on Israel-Palestine and was like, let's begin by defining Zionism. And Ethan just goes, how did you feel when your friends were doing Fortnite dances in the iDubbbz video? Yeah, I thought his counters were so childish too. The whole like armpit shit. Oh my God, PFD was watching too. Let's go. Which side are you on? Civility. Oh, that's funny. I didn't realize. Also, you didn't really get to the one state, two state, which is the main disagreement. Yeah, well, he said Israel's doing it, which, you know, I think made it increasingly dumber for him to be like, it's doing it, but also you can't resist against it, you know? He threw up with the Avi Schleim misunderstandings. That was extremely annoying. I felt for you. Otherwise, he looked just completely unwell and insane. He didn't even hook me up with Avi Schleim's misunderstandings. Avi Schleim's position is not that, like, Israel's actions did not contribute to this whatsoever. My point isn't even that, like, none of the Jews were harmed. I've never said that. None of the Jews in Iraq were harmed. It was all Israel. That's not what I said. That's what he was trying to present me as. I said that it is ridiculous to make a comparison between the Nakba, which is a planned extermination campaign, versus the voluntary and involuntary migration from Jews into Israel. Because the argument is the underpinning of Zionism, that, like, we have nowhere else to go. We have nowhere else to go. That's his position. Avi Schleim is ironically, or unironically rather, an anti-Zionist. He walked back almost all of his previous positions from the get-go. I don't understand his thought process. It doesn't, I think the reason why he did that was because he wanted to focus on, like, drama. I'm so hot. He was like, please, it's anti-Semitism. There's anti-Semitism. Please admit it.
Did though. We don't know what
so
the
he could have been
rape was for.
He could have been a vicious
If he
monster,
killed
is what you're
people,
saying.
yeah. What if he killed people? Of course. If he killed people, of course he would be worthy of being arrested.
Is Ramallah a part of Israeli territory?
I mean, it's complicated, right? It's under occupation. No, I don't think so, but it's under occupation, right?
Okay. So why was your wife in Ramallah?
Maybe that killed civilians. She sat in a car.
It's not complicated, Ethan.
She sat in a car and didn't even leave it and never did it again.
Your wife participated in an illegal raid according to international human rights. That is the reality. Now, I understand.
Are you upset if this person killed, like, a child? Would you be upset if this person they arrested, like, stabbed people? Like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Talk about how
fine, my wife's bro. What the? It's so boring.
Stop. Listen to my words. If she were to talk about
my
how
wife
fucked
is
up as many former IDF vets have on breaking the silence, if she talked about the night raid that she participated, he can excuse the terror he knows his wife caused, but not imagining a terror he's assuming a boy 1 year older than she was caused. Yeah. This is why he kept talking about the car bed. Wait, what? That's not me. Does he think I'm Ludwig? Oh, here's Ethan.
Gold got banned immediately, rightfully, duly. However, when it comes to Frogan and her friends shitting on Jewish people, shitting on Zionists, right? They need a lot of time to think about it. And I think, yeah, like when the ADL got involved, that's only when they finally suspended Frogan and all the other people up on the stage. When a sitting congressman started writing letters.
For the record, yeah, no. Dude, why does he lie so much? And it's so funny because he keeps lying and then also simultaneously lying about me and saying I'm lying. What the fuck?
Posting on Twitter. Then they said, okay, we should probably do something.
You made Hutch's mod. You people are on a different fucking planet. If you think Ethan is winning anything here, it's fucking disgraceful. Hutch, I hope you detach from the teat of Mr. Bonicelli and find peace. Love you well past your machinima days. No! Oh, no. Oh, no. The disagreement on the Zionism definition is where it went off the rails because everything that followed from that hinged on understanding the point of Zionism, and by the end of it, he had painted himself as a pro-Zionism defender. It was so funny how he tried to add up the runtime of the fan channels, clipping your responses saying you talked that long about him. I know. What was the separate war room point you made? He was talking about me so much, and his community was yelling at him so much that he literally had to say, okay, I'm only going to talk about Hasan in a specific part of the broadcast called the war room. I want to know if there are any people in here that are still watching that actually changed their minds from the conversation. Like they didn't realize the full extent of my commentary on this stuff. I wonder if this is just like, you know, I wonder if there's gonna be people in Ethan's community that were like, yeah, you know what, it was pretty disrespectful. You got actors posing, Rahul Kali was watching. Yeah, I'm so weak. At Rahul watching this too. The number of time he brought stuff up, then as soon as he responded, he tried to move or say he didn't care was exhausting. I changed my mind. You're a 7-month subscriber, bro. What are you talking about? That doesn't count. I'm from Asman, and Ethan just refused to acknowledge his schemes made to move Israeli people from across the world in 1948. He just wants to make it about anti-Semitism. He did say I did 10-7, I guess. On this, why have they not led to any real prosecution?
They're dead. They're fucking dead, you moron. What do you mean?
First-hand testimony in this regard.
They killed all the fucking Hamas operatives in Israel.
I killed them?
What? What are you?
Why are you saying you
okay?
killed them?
I said they. Why the fuck would I say you killed them?
My audio is so ass. Why does it sound like this? Oh, it's because this is from the
insanely
H3
stupid.
show
Are you
side.
okay? Hallucinating.
Dude, look how quick he was to fucking gaslight. That's crazy. What is this? More fallen fans due to today's broadcast. These were deleted almost instantly before I could screenshot the 3 others. Oh my God, I can't watch this. Ethan is such a man-child. I've held on for as long as I can. I'm done. Officially a fallen fan. Yeah, they're going to pack this up as to the best of their ability to like, they're going to pack this up to the best of their ability. And then, oh, I'm still quiet too. I got to fix this. Hold on. Your audio was straight ass. Yeah, because we did it over Zoom, which sucks. But I hope I was able to still get the point across. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. We're back. The audio is back. Sorry. Okay. This is good now, right? He dead ass thinks you're Hamas. Yeah. The Arabs moment was pretty solid, I think. I guess the part of Jewish expulsion from Arab countries confused me, but I just got here and I read nothing. So yeah, the point that I was making is that a comparison between the Zionist brigades, like directly doing an act of terror, and the subsequent like other countries, some of which were directly under the fucking ownership of colonial occupation, like all of that, all of these different countries and the different versions of atrocities that took place being compared to a singular act of ethnic cleansing is fucking insane. And not only that, but also the inference that I'm like, the inference that I myself have like that think that is appropriate is also insane. You should have asked him to shut up for 2 minutes and let you speak. Both of you screaming didn't help. I mean, there was so many instances where he just like conceded to my points. So I like that he also blamed Zionism on Arabs. Yeah, the male rape. There's information on the male rape one. I didn't even fucking see this before. But the one of the victims that Ethan presented was a male rape survivor. He said, right. And it turns out that finally the first Israeli who claims they're a survivor of October 7th rape has appeared. Who is it? An anonymous guy who made up a deranged, incoherent story with zero corroborating evidence, who sued the Israeli state for $500 million shekels, a genocide grifter, and they dropped it because apparently he was trying to win a fucking trial award. So that was one of the people that Ethan was responding to in the. And also, I kept asking him, give me some names, and he could not give up one fucking name. Like, I don't, it was so odd that he just kept saying, like, you deny rapes. I was like, I don't. There's one instance of credible H3 debate before and after. No. Okay, his community is full tilt Islamophobic now. Like, they're like actually racist as fuck, dude. I've been watching for almost 5 years. This is maybe the first time I've heard Hasan's voice go out. Yeah. Another major talking point being backtracked. Ethan climbed back down from his claims that we call CPS. Incredible admission that he just lied. Yeah, that was another fucking insane thing. Like, half of his grievances were about other people, and like he just wanted me to yell about other people that don't like him. It's his weird claim that they couldn't do an autopsy of the victims to preserve their dignity. That was another one that was bad. I truly think you did not do that well. Maybe a couple of times. You got outplayed plenty. I'm sorry. You didn't talk about Palestine for the first hour, and your questions were labyrinthic. Yeah, you know me. I was famously trying not to talk about Palestine. Yeah, that was my fault. Yeah, guy who was like, "Hey, you had a fucking clip, or you had a sword. What's that about?" Was really making some points. He was so fucking gross about like the rape shit too. He was so goddamn gross. I couldn't believe it. Why don't you watch bad and pronounced content that isn't about Palestine? I mean, sometimes I do. The issue with this, by the way, is that, yeah, the fucking anti-Semitic Arabs forced Jews to become Zionists. Ethan Klein, this is the most racist clip I've ever heard in my life. I do need people to understand something. Ethan will say all Arabs did this and they're responsible or whatever, right? And no one will think that this is racist. If you there are people in here who got that point instantly, like the attribution that like there is some sort of anti-Semitic gene inside of Arabs or something. That is the reason why there were expulsions. The whole sword bit confused me. Yeah, me too, brother. Don't worry. He's not saying it's your fault, but Ethan did make you look bad. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I was getting a little bit sucked into the Ethan narrative just because he's so earnest, I guess, about his stances, and I tend to believe people who seem honest, but there were so many instances of Ethan having his own logical fallacies laid out before him and still not getting it that it really snapped me out of it. Earnestness is both out of delusion. It reads as earnestness, my bad. I was being sarcastic. You shouldn't watch content that ain't about Palestine. Okay. Did this debate ever settle anything? No. It's going to be a lot more. There's going to be a lot more of Ethan doing stuff because he looked pretty insane. And I don't think he realized how bad he looked. And I think when he goes over it again, he's going to try to find his best moments. He's going to say like, oh, I got him with Avi Shlaim or something, his own misunderstanding of Avi Shlaim's positions. And he's just going to, I think he's basically going to keep it up. He's going to look for other things that he can use, including maybe even some of my assessment after the fact. You've never gotten to dispel this many of the Diddy smear clips in such a short time? Yeah. Also, it's oriented the way he said was Hindi and okay on the sword itself. Yeah. He literally conceded that it wasn't a swastika sword. I don't even understand, you know? Ethan was mischaracterizing Schlaim's 3 worlds, by the way. I'll make a video correcting him with direct quotes from the book since he clearly never read it. Yeah, for the record, of course he didn't read it. I suspect that the person who fed him those talking points also didn't read it. They probably looked through and tried to find a couple talking points that actually suit Ethan's purpose. And he just read those out loud. In that same pod clip he used of Avi Shlaim, he explains Iraq. Yeah. Here.
Worlds, which really is fascinating because at first I thought I was reading an autobiography and a personal history. And then as I continued, I realized I was reading a social history. In this book, you uncover evidence that suggests that the Israeli Mossad used certain methods to motivate Jews to leave Iraq. What was the evidence that you uncovered, and how did they motivate Jews to leave Iraq between 1948 and the 1950s?
Big picture first. In 1950, there were 135,000 Jews in Iraq. By the end of 1952, there were only about 10,000 Jews left in Iraq. The whole community had been wiped out.
In 2 years?
Yes, in 2 years. And 125,000 Jews ended up in Israel. In March 1950, the Iraqi government passed a law which said, the Iraqi parliament passed a law which said, any Jew who wants to leave the country is free to do so. They have a year to register to leave on a one-way visa. And not many Jews registered to leave. And in the next year, 5 bombs exploded in Jewish premises in Baghdad, and that created a panic and that helped to precipitate the exodus to Israel. And there are always rumors that was involved in the bombs. I was always fascinated by this question since I was a boy. And now when researching this book, I found two sources of evidence that point to Mossad connection. One is that I interviewed a very elderly friend of my mother's in Ramat Gan, Yaakov Karkukli, who was in the Zionist underground in Baghdad. And he told me about their actions, what they did, how they organized illegal immigration, and then after the law I just mentioned, legal immigration to Israel.
What do you think is going to go down the worst in the aftermath, by the way? Frank, Pirate, Nakba, or something else? No, I think it'll just be like a bunch of annoying dick riders of Ethan that will say like he dominated you, and they'll just be like they'll try to be as loud as they possibly can. They'll get backed up by the drama slop tuber community that will also make like their own idiotic arguments. I don't think anyone is gonna. I don't think people that don't like me are not gonna be like, well, you know what? I'm extending charity to Hasan in this because they haven't liked me. They don't even like Ethan. They just like Ethan now because he hates me. They hate me a lot more. So that's precisely what this is. I think overall, yes, the reason why the Sam Cedar conversation was probably a little bit more productive was because he can't fucking act, like when Sam Cedar says, I don't care, when Ethan is asking him about like random drama shit and that I just want to talk about Israel, Ethan is going to talk about Israel because he can't keep fucking harping on some dumb shit. Ethan talked in debate like he had fed your response in a ChatGPT and it kept agreeing with your position, so we had to scramble to come up with defensible versions. Wait, what? No. Nobody's mind was changed today? I hope that's not the case. Sanish H3 fan response. Hasan Piker is like a, what the fuck? No. I don't understand how Ethan missed the point after the Nakba was anti-Semitism created and manufactured by Zionism that forcefully drove Arab Jews. That's crazy. I don't think that that's like, who won the debate? H3 sub boasting that Asmongold's community thought Ethan won. Yeah. Well, I did also shit on Asmon a little bit in the process. I suspect I lost him there. Ethan constantly talked over you, and on the H3 end, they literally couldn't hear anything you were saying, like literally nonstop. He'd go blah, blah, blah. I'm bored. Who cares? Hasan doubles down on denying mass rapes on October 7. What is happening? Why do people fucking like, why do people go, reminder that you can in fact support Palestine without supporting mass rapes and or Hamas? Like, what is so frustrating about this process is people just go, it happened. That's it. Like, I don't know how to have this conversation like with people who are just like, no, I don't care about the actual issues. I don't care about the actual details. You know what I mean? I can't believe he has such a huge following. 6-7 clips literally laughing or calling child rape survivors liars. Wait, what? What is, why am I reading fucking LSF? It's the worst cretins of all time. The issue is that you're a political commentator and normies are fucking stupid. That's true. Wait, he lowered my volume and speak over me while I was trying to answer his questions. He made snide comments all the time while you were speaking by shortening your arguments because he gave you no room to elaborate. Much of what you said was lost in the heat. His fans won't care about his disgusting behavior. Yeah, I don't know why I went to the Nazi subreddit, the LSF subreddit, to fucking see what their take was. I'm from H3. You should have conceded some points when he had you instead of trying to distract, which made you seem dishonest. Also try to find some common ground. Otherwise, this conflict will never be resolved. Dude, what are you talking about? You're talking about a dude who fucking said that he believes a genocide is happening, but mysteriously everyone that's resisting against that genocide, he just doesn't agree with. If you can't understand that there's no common ground in that situation, you're not listening to the responses. Maybe I didn't get through to his audience. I don't think. How do you think it went? I think it went pretty good. I think it went pretty good. There was a lot of points that I wanted to get across, and I got them across. And I don't know how it was seen on the other side. I don't know how it was seen on the other side, so I don't know. What is this? He's thinking about it. Oh, is that the button? Oh, he wanted to hit the button. That's funny. Yeah, he didn't want to watch the whole, like, me defending him for a year over and over again, because I think that was probably what, like, the drama lovers The drama lovers in his community. Ethan Hasan debate off to a serious start with Ethan asking Hasan if he thought likes were botted on Idubbb's most recent YouTube video. As someone who's seen Ethan's perspective on a lot of people that have harassed him for no reason, he's getting way too emotional. I don't know what his goal is right now. Lol, nitpicking videos. Yeah, he did say he bested. Do you think he'll get canceled for saying it's all fucking Arabs? No. The rape convo went very poorly, but only because he was able to make absurd claims and the media misinfo on it. It was really, really bad. Yeah, he never gave me any names of victims, and he never actually addressed why the fucking main Israeli prosecutor said that there were no victims. Like that no one came forward. There was no evidence whatsoever. Like, how do you deal with that? I would consider myself lower info on IP conflict more than the average person, but less than you or your audience. When Ethan kept saying the Arabs, and you pointed out with the analogy about blaming ethnic groups for other atrocities, made me see what you were saying, and it was chilling. It's literally identical to the game that Tim Pool pay by being centrist pushed away by the left. I agree with you in principle, but I will spend all my time hating minorities instead. Yeah. Ethan Klein, Anne Frank is famous for being a pacifist. No, Ethan, Anne Frank is famous for being a child that was murdered by a fascist regime. Dude, that was so crazy. At one point, Hasan said she died before she had a chance to resist, and Ethan said that was ridiculous and laughed at him like he was a crazy person. That was so wild. That in and of itself was like such an insane thing that he thought that it was like a valid point. I don't know why he thought that was a gotcha. Hasan, Normie H3 fans think you should have conceded once or twice for the sake of Ethan's fifis, like they think you should have conceded for the optics. Why? Why am I supposed to? Why am I supposed to concede when I'm not wrong? Like, if there was something that he actually got me on, you know, he literally said he would think differently of her if she did. Yeah. Here's the thing. You're both wrong about a lot of things, and I don't care with either of you, but 100% Ethan was more grounded and you were rambling. Literally came in to say this and unfollowed. What the fuck? Hasan, you were way more emotional. Oh, never mind. 26-month subscriber. Bro, this is literally the profile of a type of person that is the Ethan Klein head. I swear to God. Ethan came across more grounded? What are you talking about? He was literally freaking out half the time. This open communication you have with your audience, haters or not, is somehow less courageous than watching the content cop on air. He needs his back padded so much. No, I know. Love that after the drama, you're back on Stunlock. Yes, I'm back. He definitely came across grounded when he said that there's a genocide going on, but like no one should resist it, and that his wife is a terrorist. Or when he said he was a legend at the end of the debate and knocked over a glass of water. I'm sure there's clips out there that someone can find of me talking about the mass expulsions that have taken place, where I've, of course, talked about like pan-Arabic nationalism and the role that it played in different countries in the aftermath of the Nakba, especially. But to make this comparison of like voluntary or like people fleeing these countries, especially when half of the countries that he's talking about are not even fucking controlled by Arabs, is an insane comparison. I know you mentioned it at the time, but to use the sexual assault and rape testimony of a hostage to own you was one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen, and proves the point that a lot of men don't care about rape unless they can use it for personal gain. Oh, 100%. Absolutely. What do you think he'll do going forward? Respond to the shit slinging or ignore him? What will I do? I will not be talking about it unless it's like directly pertinent to any sort of like pro. If he, and I suspect he will probably say some shit. I think after today, he will probably moderate his positions on the genocide, which is so crazy to say. And we'll still do drama. We'll still talk about me being fucking bad or whatever. But as long as it's not as long as it's not something that revolves around, Israel, Palestine, I most likely will not talk about it, especially to say you don't care about rape. Yeah, that was really fucked up. Would I do a second part going over the content, Puke? Not with him. I would do it on my own. I think he made you look bad only on the instance where he got you to lose your cool. He gets you to drown at his level of interaction by constantly deliberately acting like a child to provoke you, skipping past points. It's heartbreaking to see someone like him positioning this conflict to clip farm someone he hates, no intention to talk about the conflict or win points on merit. No, just stop talking to / about each other. Oh no, I would fucking awesome. I would love to. The fact that he didn't get that Israelis can go back if they want to. Yeah, and he kept fucking claiming that they can't go back. Like, there's so much shit that he said that is just so wrong. You know what I mean? Yeah, look at Ethan's new audience. First time I take a side of a Jew. Now we know the world is healing, you know? Anyway, if you enjoyed my anguish, Content Nuke fundraiser for Creator Clash 3 is a great idea. Yeah. He didn't say they can't go back. He wanted to acknowledge they initially fled due to anti-Semitism. I never said that they haven't. I never said that they haven't experienced anti-Semitism. I don't know where he got that from. He wanted you to acknowledge it more clearly. He didn't understand my anger for what he was doing there. The conflation of like different Arab countries after the Nakba with what Palestinians went through is gross. It's a gross comparison. Anyway, even for the shapes and colors, morons. This doesn't look good for Ethan. I mean, well, they'll find clips of me yelling and be like, look at this scary pro-Palestine guy. My brother's a longtime H3 fan, and he was shocked by how petty and mean Ethan was when he tuned in. It was his first time listening to you for an extended period, so you legit swayed him. Good. That was my goal. My goal wasn't to like get these people to fucking no longer watch him. If they want to watch him, then that's fine. I just want these people to also not fucking focus on the plight of Palestinians from the framework of drama. You know what I mean? The point of the migration of Arab Jews to Israel is far more complex than the settler colonial ethnic cleansing in Palestine. Yeah. How you feeling overall, big dog? Pretty good. A little tired. I definitely got like, I mean, that was a lot of talking. That was a lot of yapping. Yeah. Hasan, Ethan Klein claims Hasan Piker doesn't monitor his community, and then he supplies a 7-minute clip of him defending himself defending Ethan, refuses to play it. Yeah, that was the other thing. Like he just did not want to show his audience anything that directly contradicted what he was saying over and over again. No one on his stream heard a coherent thought you made because Ethan kept cutting you off. Can I talk now over and over again, then getting mad when you interrupted him?
I should leave it up.
That much of an issue with swastikas, considering you drew one on PewDiePie.
I'm a Jewish man, you fucking moron.
Oh, I didn't realize the Nazis.
Is anyone in that room Jewish?
Is that what
was
happened?
anyone in that room? Did I draw swastika one time on?
Do you think that Jews have an exclusivity agreement with like being offended or not offended by Nazi imagery? You've done a Sig Heil approximately 50 times.
Why did I do a Sig Heil? Why did I do a Sig Heil?
I don't know.
Because you only watch clips on Twitter. I was making fun of Elon Musk. And
thank you.
And by the way, as a Jewish man, are you going to tell black people not to use the N-word?
Wait, what?
Are you going to tell black people not to use the N-word because it offends you?
Do you think this is an apt comparison?
Yes.
Okay. So you think that being able to draw the and I don't even think that was insane. I actually almost broke my desk when you were showing the 8-minute compilation of you defending him and he called it an optics play on your part. Oh, he said that? I didn't even hear that. Hi, Hasan. I'm a Roche from Asma's chat. I went into the debate slightly favoring Ethan, and I thought you did great. You stuck to a better debate form, big points. We're trying to get definitions, axioms out in the open, even if that kind of fell apart. Keep hammering. What would you do in their shoes? There's a lot of people that have so much bias from just hearing the word terrorist. Yeah. Thank you, chatter. Ethan reclaimed the swastika, boys, in the same way that black people reclaimed the N-word, by the way. That's a historic take theft? What does that mean? Chat POV?
Nothing to do with Israel?
That's
like fucking
true.
bravo.
That's not true.
Really? What was that? What did it have to do with Israel?
It was literally owned by an Israeli through the
It was partially owned. Is a big multi-conglomerate company.
Yeah, it was partially owned. It's fine. It's not owned by Israeli, except he lied about that in his fucking content nuke. Wait, what is a disastrous response, by the way? If you were sitting in silence, it would be more incredulous. I couldn't hear half the shit he was saying because I had to lower his audio. 2 hours in, Ethan Klein moving and installing goalposts for the 50th time. Yeah. Did you catch this? When Ethan said, I'm not defending them, I'm attacking you, it kind of gave the whole plot away. I don't remember that. As someone who does not like either of you, on a neutral point, you won the first part of the debate and Ethan was cringy, but you crashed and rambled in the latter half. You somehow switched the roles. Yeah, dude. I rambled because I was trying to pump as much information into the conversation as possible. I don't know why you think is a rambling. I know it's not fresh, but have you gone into what he was trying to say? It's a classic take. It's a classic take of people who want to say like Hamas is bad for the Palestinians because they didn't build bomb shelters when Israel controls what kind of concrete goes in and what kind of buildings actually take place inside of the Gaza Strip in general. But then also on top of that, like a bomb shelter is basically a fucking crosshair. Israel's blowing up hospitals. Why the fuck wouldn't they blow up a bomb shelter? The inbred clips he played, you should have been allowed to play the clip of him defending the Israelis throwing out aid because not everyone has seen those. Yeah, there was a couple moments where I just like, in the interest of like moving the conversation along, I just like didn't press it, you know? H3H3 points felt mostly like trying to attack you for being guilty by association, even if you already distanced yourself from it. And when you called him out for the same thing, he was allowed to just say he doesn't care.
Wrong again. A liar.
Okay, so you think the IDF is a terror organization?
I said yes.
You believe the IDF is a okay.
I think it's fair to characterize them that way.
Okay. Your wife was in the IDF.
Yeah.
Do you believe your wife is a terrorist?
Of course not. Wrong again. A liar.
Okay, so you think the IDF... This was like 60 to 70 conversation. 60-70% of the conversation. Ethan Klein versus Hasan Abi debate TLDR. Ethan brings up point. Hasan disproves his point. I don't care. Why do you keep talking about this? Yeah, that was... Dude, that was pretty fucking nutty. That was actually nutty as hell. Like, he would bring something up. I would counter it. He would recognize that he was wrong. And then he would be like, okay, I'm bored. Let's move on from this. And then also consistently call me a fucking liar. What is this, Asmin? Hasan crashing out?
Can we move on, please?
What?
There's obviously at an impasse.
No.
Oh my God! I'm just trying to consider the audience.
This is so much better than I had ever hoped it could have been.
You have claimed
This is
falsely that I do not recognize the testimony
insane.
of a sexual assault that took place in captivity.
Yes.
That was false.
Yep,
Do you
it was
admit that?
false. Yep, she lied. It was false,
bro.
etc.
No. Were you implying that you have a mole in this operation? No, dude. I was implying that the reason why I didn't watch the content nuke was because it pissed them off, but also because I had already addressed all of the fucking claims he made in the context nuke, because how could I have figured out what his claims were ahead of time? It's because he used the same shit that everyone else has been saying for months. And if he actually was interested in doing a well-researched video, he would have already had answers to half of the fucking questions that he had, which is precisely the reason why I was able to go through 7 points in succession like that and have him back away from the content nuke and the misinformation he presented in it. That's what it is. He mocked your mannerisms and appearance at one point, which was weird as fuck. I think the reason why he was doing that was so that I make fun of him so he can call me like ableist or something, which I did not eat that bait at all. And I feel like that in and of itself made him look really bad. Like, I really think that him just being like, you have a small head, or talking about my like armpit hair or anything like that was really weird. Ethan Klein repeatedly asking us questions about very complex and nuanced issues and then getting pissed off that it takes longer than 50 seconds to answer shows that he has no interest in having an actual discussion. All he cares about is cheap shots and gotcha moments. Yeah. I mean, Hasan was taking 20 minutes to explain that the guy was not a fan to Ethan, which wasn't even the point, bringing up his clip. That basically was what Hasan was doing. He's just dodging. What do you mean? The reason why I said that dude wasn't a fan of mine is because he lied in the fucking context nuke and claimed that he was a fucking fan of mine. He lied in the context nuke and claimed he was a fan of mine when apparently this dude fucking harassed him in public. He keeps doing this over and over again. Like, the Mandela argument is a great one. Exactly. Here, as C-Mac said, you cannot win against someone who purposely omits Mandela talking about violence being justified, and then when you give him the full quote, he just goes, oh, well, okay, I don't care. Do you see what I mean? There were so many moments where he was just like, there were so many fucking moments where he was just, he recognized that he was in the wrong, and yet he would just say, okay, I don't care, and then move on, which, you know, can you summarize the Avi Shlaim point on the Iraq flight? That seemed like his best rebuttal. Yes. In the aftermath of the Nakba and the horrific violence that Palestinians were subjected to during the time when all of these other countries that are, you know, unrelated to Palestine, but are filled with Arabs, according to Ethan, that means that they're a hive mind. There were different formations and different instances of violence that, and sometimes harassment that Jews were subjected to. Okay. And there were different, like anti-Semitism, of course, played a role in this. Anti-Semitism born out of people's response to both the aliyahs, both the initial settler colonial actions taking place in British Mandate Palestine, but also in the aftermath of horrific violence that Palestinians were subjected to. But the notion that this was a planned out expulsion that is similar to what the pre-IDF Zionist brigades engaged in is a ridiculous comparison. you are attributing the crimes of one specific group. Okay, you're attributing. That's the reason why I made the England example, because it's like saying the entirety of Europe is responsible for it. Like every European country is responsible for the Holocaust. Every single one. Yeah, there's also instances where a lot of these countries tried to prevent Jews from leaving their nations. Do you think the conditions of the Palestinians in Gaza West Bank are worse than the black people in South African apartheid? Abso-fucking-lutely. Not even a yes. Like pre-October 7, also yes. Yes. Noam Chomsky has an interesting clip on this. I don't fully agree with it, but he says that it's worse because the apartheid South African the apartheid South African structure actually needed the black population to be the workforce in general, whereas Noam Chomsky's assessment is that the Israeli population actually doesn't want any Palestinians to be there at all. Yes, and pre-October 7 is absolutely correct. October 6, there was a Euromed Human Rights Monitor report that came out that said that past year, 2023, had been the deadliest year for Palestinian children. So Palestinians can't really afford to go for less radical resistance like Ethan suggested. Yeah, that's the whole point. Anyway. Sounds sensible. What's the part you disagree with? I think Israel does take advantage of Palestinians in the labor force. That's the only part that I don't fully agree with Noam Chomsky on. But yeah, it was Desmond Tutu who said the Israeli apartheid is worse than South Africa.
So you said that what you saw in Israel, something that was quite akin to the situation in South Africa before freedom came to the black people of South Africa.
They attacked the border, though, in 2018. What? No, they didn't. What the fuck is wrong with you? The Great March of Return was not an attack on the border, you dumb fuck. What are you talking about? Reminds me of how great the vibes were on Leftovers. Are you fucking stupid? You just described the process of a peaceful protest. You just described the process of a peaceful protest where the Israeli snipers literally fucking assassinated 200 Palestinians and took off the kneecaps, 42 a day, of people that were medics and like non-violent protesters as attacking the border. Arabs made me a Nazi. No, I mean, he's also making a joke about what Ethan was saying. That's what Ethan said to Sam. Oh yeah, he's just making fun of Ethan. I'm tired. He's such a liar and so bitch. Evidence that H3 Snark called CPS on you?
Did I say that?
Like random anonymous
Did I
Redditors?
say that?
Who called CPS?
What the fuck? So I don't know. Did I claim they did?
He just admitted to the lawsuit was true as well. He was able to avoid the Nakba discussion by yelling about Iraq and comparing South Africa, hundreds of civilians over 20 years without acknowledging 75 years of abuse and oppression. But I did mention that. He just did not fucking hear me or acted like he didn't hear me when I said that. Like virtually everything that he said was a fucking lie. The IG story receipts was so good. Yeah, he couldn't believe his own self, dude. Some information as well to present to you. Okay?
Go ahead. And by the way, just take this in.
On your Instagram stories alone, since January 1st, 2025. Hold on. Let me pull this up really quickly. You have on your Instagram stories, not including clips, since January 31st, you have mentioned me 110 times.
What? Based on what? I don't believe that.
On your Instagram story post.
From what period? From what period of time?
January 31st.
Hold on. Since what date?
Not fan channels.
I'm asking you for what date. What's your date? What's the date? I'm asking.
January 31st. Since
2023?
January 31st, on your Instagram stories, not including clips,
what year?
You have mentioned me.
What year?
Oh, 2025.
So you're saying I storied about you 100 times this year?
110.
That's an absolute fucking lie.
110.
Show me the evidence of that.
Times.
Show me your evidence. I've got pictures. What do you got? I talked about you 110 times.
Clips.
Show me.
You have basically 1.2 posts per day about me, 9 stories per week. This was so embarrassing for him, dude.
Where are you? Show me the evidence.
We tabulated it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the dump. Oh, no. It's shocking. It shocked you, it seems.
Sure, yeah, but this somehow this isn't a somehow. By the way, this doesn't surprise you. 66 videos about me in the last 2 months.
100.
They're not my channels.
Instagram
They operate
stories.
with your
When you
approval.
look at, do you want to look at them? By the way, chat. Do you guys want to look at that? It was so fucking embarrassing that he didn't even believe his own damn self. Hold on. Let me see if I can like put it in a different dump because I want to like accidentally leak someone's information. Please, because you haven't seen them all. I have not seen any. I haven't seen most of these. They're calling it the debate that changed minds and also helped. Yeah, I don't, dude. It's not, man. I feel a little discouraged. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted him to. I wanted not him to like concede the points. I wanted his audience to like self-reflect on some of this stuff. Because like ultimately, what am I supposed to self-reflect on? The fact that I'm anti-Semitic, right? Like that's not gonna happen. Normie, reaction to you pulling data about how many times Ethan has mentioned you? Oh, fuck you, dude. Fucking take a day off, you bitch. Bro, go touch grass. I'm eating. I'm about to eat. I didn't like the who have more viewers talk. I thought it was fucking cringe. I shouldn't have even entertained it. They won't. Why didn't you show it then? I did on my side. But the reason why I didn't want to like send him the link was because I was worried that he was going to like go after whoever fucking sent it to me. Like the entire dump. You know what I mean? I think this should be fine. What is this? Ethan Klein, everybody?
Right. And I know you know it's not a swastika, but it is literally a swastika all news. I know it's not a swastika, right? And I know you know it's not a swastika, but it is literally a swastika all.
It's wild to me how Ethan seems to legitimately believe that third-party content that you have no control over is actually directly controlled and expressly personally approved by you. I know. Also, Hila apparently talked about how it goes into detail about the Palestinian family she saw in the house during her raid.
Trying to frame this as if it is like swatting. A guy with a clipboard asking your kids questions is not a fucking traumatic.
What is this? Is this what? Why? Why are you? Oh, here it is. This is actual fucking clip, not the fucking bad empanada part.
So my officers and like the soldiers in that brigade, they would go every night on a raid in Ramallah to arrest terrorists. And so I always saw them preparing for it and leaving, and then I would stay in the base. So one time I wanted to go with them just to experience it.
Why, you just were all of a sudden had an urge to go with them?
I just wanted to see what it's like. I wanted to see it.
Okay.
So they took me with them one night, even though they weren't supposed to.
Did they armor your ass up?
You're driving in this like Jeep that's bulletproof.
Right.
So I was in the Jeep, and then as soon as
Miles, you don't have to ban people that come in here just to say you got owned. I want to know why they think that.
we entered Ramallah,
I know why they think that, but...
And I heard like a bullet hit the Jeep like right next to my head.
Did it like dent?
I want to hear what
brilliant... An gnarly armored Jeep. Okay.
And I mean, it was just interesting.
They were so someone actually was shooting the car when you went in there right away?
Yeah.
Huh. Did you have a gun on you?
I didn't.
You were not supposed to leave?
No, yeah, not really. But even if I walked with them to one house.
Okay.
I did get out of the car once, but surrounded with them. So.
Okay. Did they arrest anyone that night?
They did.
Did they bring it in the same car with you?
No.
Oh,
There's a few cars going.
Damn, that's crazy. Was it, like, how did you feel? Was it horrifying?
It was strange. Very, very weird.
How so?
I don't know. Just you see people in the house, and then it's like the soldiers just walk into the house and
he's
look through their shit and find guns, and the whole thing is really surreal.
This is just him.
Not you speeding up the clip. He didn't acknowledge the fact that the videos on YouTube of you talking to him are from the same moment, like 20 different fan channels. I mean, I mentioned that if he refused to reckon with it, but here, 100 and Hasan's favorite Twitter user. Hasan this whole time has got it, folks. With friends like these, AB has been nothing but respectful and professional to everyone over my tweet. Hutch talking about me, posted on his Instagram story. Good research, bro. Weird business. Like dude, it's just this over and over and over again for just since. I need you to understand something. This is just since January 31st, 2025. The audacity of this man to fucking make this claim that I've like been obsessed because he fucking saw my fan channels repost the same exact clip from the stream 100 times. Yeah. Ethan posted about me in a bathtub photo on Valentine's Day. He's fucking crazy.